Hi there. In this quick video we are going to be upgrading this RAM in my Lenovo IdeaPad Gaming 3 laptop. Initially I upgraded from 8 to 16 gigabytes. I will link that video in the description, but now even 16 gigabytes is not really quite enough. I will also link a few other upgrade videos for the drives, for the storage. But yeah, RAM is really hurting me at the moment for editing YouTube videos at least. So let's get to 34 gigabytes. $32 GB, not 34. Anyway, so yeah, you need to shut it down before doing this. Not sleep, not hibernate, not lock, not log off, shut down. So let's do that. And now that it's down, flip it and remove all Phillips screws on the back of it. Keep in mind, 4 screws at the bottom are shorter, rest of them 6 are the same length, a bit longer. In case that doesn't make sense, the same length between them but a bit longer than the 4. So yeah, and I will also clean this thing. As you can see, it has gathered a bit of dust. I'm curious how the cooler looks inside under that grill. At this point, what you want to do is get something under the edge and start pulling. It's not gonna be fun. If you have a prying tool, you can do it much easier. You can start it with a knife, but keep in mind, if you go too deep with it in here, you will damage stuff. I cannot really do it with my left hand, I need my right hand, so let me start prying this apart. Realized that it might actually be a good idea to start on one side and actually solve this area, because in here it might actually slide into it somehow, so it might not want to come apart on the long bottom edge, but on the side and on the top it seems much happier to come apart. There was an extremely stubborn clip right in the middle, here somewhere. I could barely open it up. When lifting this, be careful not to break the bottom of the laptop in this area, because it's a bit weaker, so try to grab it with your fingernail after the connector when you are starting from the corner. And now, how does the front come out? Everything else is already out, apart from the front. Huh, no, I think it still only needs to be pulled, because it doesn't want to slide, doesn't want to do anything. No, it was just a matter of wiggling, lifting slowly, and it came apart. So let me look at it. No, they are just standard clips, nothing special. Okay, I guess yeah, same as the other ones, nothing, absolutely nothing special with them. Okay, so I guess we got that out. You can see my weird ass cooling for these SSDs, but weirdly enough, they are behaving perfectly, all of them, in this stupid configuration that I will link in the video, touching where they need to touch, doing their thing. So yeah, what could I say? Looks bad, works good. Now for the memory itself, one thing. Normally I consider that once a laptop is off, and I mean off, not standby, not whatever, you can actually touch the memory without having issues. Many people say, still not a good idea, disconnect the battery. Well, yes, we should do that in this case. It's a bit annoying. Look at this, it's a tiny freaking connector. You need to pull on the edges of it slowly to get it out. Pull like this, one edge a bit, other edge a bit. Again, this, do not rip any small components around it, because if you rip one of those, you will have a really bad freaking day. So and it's ideal to have both hands and pull with fingernails, something like this, one other, wiggle it around until it comes out. Don't directly pull too strong on it or you might rip it. If it has an edge in the middle, This one might have a sort of an edge. You might be able to get it. No, doesn't want to come all at once. So yeah, just wiggle it around and get it out of there. Again, I don't consider that 100% absolutely necessary, but many people will frown upon that and say you need to get it out. So I am getting it out. Voila, battery is disconnected. Now at this point, if I remember right, this is actually stick on. So this heatsink actually glues on top of the memory. So there isn't much for us to do apart from starting to actually slowly pull on it. Try not to bend it too much, try not to break it, try not to destroy anything around it. And it should come out. And it came out with stuff from the memory sticking on it. So that's freaking awesome. Thanks Lenovo for this stupid idea. That too I managed to remove and put back. This one isn't playing nicely, so I will remove it from here, but it's not going back on the memory because it's pointless. It is what it is. To get the memory out, you just push on this, it will unlock. Push on this to the side, it will unlock. Do not rip the components. So don't push on the components, just, or actually pull, not push. It goes to the side, not down. And both memory DIMMs are unlocked now, and we can remove them. Fury, Kingston Fury, DDR4. And now let's take a look at what we are changing. So this was a kit. Where's the frequency of it? Isn't it written anywhere on this? Am I mistaken? Checked my order. It's not so obvious on this. So it's, as we could also see in Windows, it's 2666 megahertz. So not the highest frequency of DDR4, obviously, but it's CL15, so a bit lower clock, which means just by the clock it's a bit faster, even if the frequency is lower. This one that we are actually putting in, it's a CL22, so a slower clock, but it's 3200 megahertz, so higher frequency, lower clock. Overall, I don't think there will be that much difference, especially I'm not gaming on this particular laptop, I'm just editing YouTube videos and general overall office work and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the info of what we are putting in. Let's get it in there. One of the sticks is ready. I always like to look at the contacts to make sure that they are clean. Even on brand new memory, do not touch the contacts. And slide it in there, all the way in, and then lower it in place. Both sides clipped, and it's locked. Now we just do exactly the same with the other one. This one gets installed with the label on the bottom. You always look at where the missing pins are, the notch, and you need to align it. And now we can push it down, both of them locked, we can stick that on. And this thing more or less align it on top of the whole memory, because the whole arrangement is kind of square. Lower it in place and you should be done. That's about it. Press it in there so it makes a bit of contact, although honestly it's making contact on memory labels, not and not on all the chips. Obviously it's something, but not too much. And the old memory, I'm going to put it in these things and use it in later projects, who knows when. At this point you can use an air duster to blow the dust from the fans and the cooler itself. I will link a video in the description where I show how to do that. Many say do not allow these things to rotate because they will generate electricity. Normally they cannot do that because they have diodes to prevent reverse voltage into the motherboard. But yeah, if you can, stop them from spinning, do not break the blades, and don't do this inside the house because you will be putting lots of dust everywhere, and if your wife sees you, you have an issue. So let me do that now. In my book, it's kind of as clean as it will ever get. So now we can connect the battery once again, press it in place, and wiggle it around to connect it. Squeeze it in there. Again, do not break any components near it because you will have a really freaking bad day. And it's locked, clean, memory installed. Just put the cover back on and hope for the best. Oh, there's a bit of dust on the cover, and get rid of that also. To put the cover back on, simply rotate it. Front should enter first. You can clip it in place slowly if it wants to. It's starting to clip. And continue on the sides. Rip to my middle clip. It wasn't locking and I realized why. It actually broke off. So yes, the older the laptop gets, the higher the chances of some of the clips actually breaking instead of unlocking. Do we care about that? No, not really. It was there, and here we have a screw. So at the end of the day, almost the same thing. But yeah, keep that in mind. So again, put back long screws in the top part, 4 short screws in the bottom. Let's do this. Screws in. A sane person would have tested before putting in all the screws to see that it's recognized the memory, but yeah, we don't do it like that. We go for broke. So let's turn this on. Let's see what will happen. Turning on for the moment, but who knows what will happen with the memory. It first boot might take a while because it needs to recognize the memory. So it's not abnormal for it to even power on, then shut off, then power on again, or just to take a bit of time, like it did in my case. And it's working. So let me unlock this and get into Windows. Ta-da-da! And you can see the frequency right here, 3200. Everything is working exactly as expected. From this point on, I will just continue to use it absolutely normally. I don't expect any sort of trouble at all. So that's about it for the video. Ask in the comments how this runs over the weeks, months, years to come. And yeah, if you have any questions, also in the comments. And subscribe, check out my other videos, and see you in the next one. Bye.